Hey guys, welcome back. Now, after this most recent correction in the market, with obviously crypto getting hit the hardest, the question is the bottom now in? So the S&P 500 has officially dropped 10%, marking an official correction, which remember happens on average every single year, and more on this later. So with lots going on all over the place, in this video we'll be covering the latest price action and see what is going on. Then where are we in the 4-year cycle, and then we'll finish with the biggest developments from all around the world in just the past couple of weeks. Okay, so first up, with all this crazy price action going on recently, let's take a look at what is going on. Okay, so here we are starting with the Bitcoin chart on the monthly, and what do we see? Well, it's no surprise that the last 2 months have been pretty bloody. I think we've all felt that, and especially if you're in altcoins. Now, when we look at the chart like this, the one thing that really jumps out to me is that what we're going through right now is really similar to what we went through here. So this is nothing new, nothing surprising, and it really wasn't that long ago that we were all going through it. And it just says to me that if you're in the crypto market, then you have to put up with a lot of volatility. And if you can put up with the huge price movements, then you get the huge swings to the upside. And I'm fairly confident with everything going on around the world that everything we're going through right now is something that we have to stomach to get the next massive leg to the upside. And it's all just part of the game. Now, when we talk about the bull market actually starts at the bottom of the bear market. So it actually started here. And as you can see, this is just one massive bull market, and it's not a straight line. It's booms and crashes, booms, big corrections, booms, crashes, booms and crashes, and chances are this is just the latest crash onto the next boom. Now, traders may say key levels were now between this 70 and 80,000. We were stuck between the 90 and 100, but really for investors, none of this really matters, as you really want to be holding for 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So the trading range that this may be in, unless you are trading, this doesn't really matter. And on this, probably the most important thing for me is that it's not all over. As long as we get another leg up in the coming months, that is the most important thing for me. Then the volatility is just something that we have to stomach. And as you'll see in the rest of this video, probabilities are going to show that there is going to be another leg higher. Now, jumping into seasonality, and this is something that we haven't touched based on for a couple of months, and I'll explain why right now. So when it comes to Bitcoin, now in hindsight, now that we know the future, Bitcoin has been the best place to be on a risk-adjusted basis. January pretty strong, nice correction in February, and March only down. Well, it's flipping between negative and positive. The one thing that's really taken a lot of people by surprise is Ethereum and the wider altcoin market. Now here you can really see that it's broken trend. If we look at the blow off top years, the last one was 2021. Clearly something very different going on here. The one before that was 2017. Clearly a massive difference here. So what is going on? And this really just highlights to me that the crypto market is just heavily dependent on global liquidity. I don't think there's any big nefarious suppression of price going on, or BlackRock playing with things, or countries playing with things. I really think it's as simple as global liquidity. Now, my theory, and it's just a theory, is that because the US government under Biden was spending a ridiculous amount of money, this kept inflation high, close to 3%. So even though Jerome Powell and the Fed were keeping rates really, really high and doing QT, they weren't able to get inflation down. So instead of things flipping over in January, it's just getting delayed. I do think because of Doge and Elon Musk massively cutting into government spending, we are now going to see drops in inflation, meaning the Fed is going to be able to reverse course. So I just think that this is just getting delayed by a few months. And as we've discussed many times, this market may be topping out around October, November. So there's still plenty of runway for things to turn around. There's a good 7 months, and that's if things don't get pushed further back. And so much can happen in 6 months. Just look at this 6-month period here. Just look at this 4-month period here, this 5-month period here, this 5-month period here, this 6-month period here. The crypto market can do ridiculously good gains in just 6 months. So that's my theory on what is going on. It's really simply down to global liquidity. We do have the new Trump tariffs starting, which unfortunately could make April a very rocky month as well. But here's the big idea behind tariffs. Trump is just sick of other countries putting tariffs on the US. So he's going to do reciprocal tariffs. Now, the plan is either two things is going to happen. One is that the other country will drop their tariffs, which many countries have actually already done, which is a win for the US. Or they do reciprocal tariffs and the US starts making a lot more money from that country. And it's not necessarily inflationary, because if less people start spending because of the higher prices, then that is deflationary as well. So it's not black and white that tariffs increase inflation. So a rocky April, however, still plenty of runway to have ridiculous gains coming this year. Now, looking at the 4-year cycle, the best, biggest overview of the crypto market in just one place, probably one of my favorite charts. Now, what do we see? There are times when the cycles correlate together. They go up at the same time, down at the same time. And there's times where you get these big air pockets where one goes crazy up and the other one goes down. So sometimes they correlate, sometimes they diverge. And what do we see right now? A big divergence. So previously, at this point in the cycle, there'd been massive runs, and this time we've had a big correction. And as we know, largely due to the uncertainty of the tariffs and maybe a bit of the war going on with Russia-Ukraine. So the good news on this is that if we've had a nice big crash, as these cycles begin to come down and do a correction, then it's more than likely that we'll do the opposite, meet up again. And in this cycle, if we've had a good 30 to 50% crash, it's more likely to go up than not. And my guess is that if the cycle is going to top out around October time, it wouldn't surprise me for us to get a nice run for a couple of months, maybe another big pullback, and then the final blow off top. That is probably very loosely what I think is going to happen. And then the last thing on this is that, remember, the bull market started here and it's pretty much just been a series of bull flags. You have a massive breakout, and then it goes sideways consolidation, but gently coming down. That's a bull flag. What do we see? Another one, big breakout, sideways consolidation, but it's actually coming slightly down. Big breakout, massive sideways consolidation, but coming slightly down. And that's that, 3-4 bull flags. This one, because of the ETFs, we had a massive run here. And if you get a massive run, then massive sideways consolidation and a huge bull flag. This was very depressing to go through. However, what was the reward at the end? Another massive breakout, and lo and behold, sideways consolidation, slightly coming down. So everything we're going through right now has happened again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Yet it feels like what we're going through is completely unique, and oh my god, is it all over? My best guess is that this is just another bull flag. Now, what's been going on around the world while all retail investors have been panicking? Well, we only had the President of the United States doing a crypto summit at the White House and declaring a Bitcoin reserve. Now, a few years ago, this would have been an absolute dream event. However, what did we do in 2025? We were all a bit pissed off that Trump didn't buy more Bitcoin. So it's crazy to think that it's all about expectations and not about what's actually going on. So although incredibly bullish, a lot of people felt a bit let down that Trump didn't go on a buying spree. Then we see the first altcoin, Solana, getting their first ETF, a futures based on the CME. So this is great, and I'm sure more will follow. Then a Solana futures ETF launched as well. So this is great for Solana. No, I don't think Solana is dead. I think it's all going to swing around, and I'm sure many other altcoins are now going to start getting their ETFs. We saw in Singapore, they're also launching their Bitcoin futures. So great developments coming from the Far East. We saw in Spain, this is their second largest lender, so a bank, and it's going to allow their clients to buy and sell and manage cryptos on their mobile banking app. So this is absolutely awesome. Banks getting involved, allowing you to buy and sell your crypto. I think literally in a year or two, all the banks are going to be letting you buy and sell crypto, and it's just going to become normal. But as of today, this is awesome. We saw Bank of Russia to allow a select amount of investors, I think high net worth, to be able to buy and sell the main digital currencies, slowly opening up for Russia. Now, this one is probably the biggest news of this last couple of weeks. Coinbase is going to be given the green light to come back to India. Why is this important? And this is after 3 years after its first attempt. It's because India is the most populous country in the world. It's like 4 times the size of the US. Do you think this is a big deal? And then hot on the heels, Pakistan is also looking to make crypto legal as well. And also another country saying they're going to become the leader in blockchain. And I think they have another 200 to 300 million people. So this is absolutely huge, and it's coming our way. India's population now 1.4 billion people, just overtaken China. Here's the United States down here. All I can say, guys, is that there are a lot of people in India. There are a lot of people in India. There are so many people in India. Hello, Coinbase. Hello, India. Hello, the next 7 months. After this most recent correction in the market, the question was, has the bottom been hit? With Bitcoin hitting $76,000, there is a good chance that the local bottom is in. However, for me, it's going to be very news dependent. If Trump manages to end the war in Ukraine, this would of course be very bullish. Reciprocal tariffs begin April 2nd, so lots of volatility potentially coming from that. For me, the 4-year cycle shows that there's still plenty of time for crypto to reach new all-time highs and a massive blow off top October, November. So I think the game is still on. And as you saw, the developments just keep coming in from all around the world. And a big warm welcome to now India and Pakistan. That's only about 2 billion people, so clearly nothing to see there. And maybe, just maybe, could this all have just been a normal correction that happens on average every single year? It really makes you think. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now you tell me, are you still feeling bullish or bearish right now? Let me know below. However, just remember to get rid of 100% of the comment spam and trading bots that plague YouTube comments. We are trying out the new SuperThanks Commenting system. So to get your question or comment read and replied to, or just to say thanks, then use SuperThanks below. And for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.